Okay, so we're back with looking at our little contract here, and tonight I'm going to just go over probably the most complex function that we have here called pay for service. Now, again, the next step with this whole thing is going to be testing it. Right now we know it compiles, but it has not been tested yet. So, but let's look at this. So, of course, we have the little, we check that all the steps have been completed, that the sender is the consumer, the contract has been approved, the provider has provided the service, and am I missing? If not, okay, yeah, we've checked that everything's been approved, that's been provided, the consumer approved the work, and now what we're going to do is we're going to send. Now I'm going to try to use some of the best practices that we discussed last night. First thing is I do check that I have at least the balance is at least greater than the cost. Now it doesn't guarantee anything because the gas is something. But let's say what we can do is then we do our lock here. So we say locked is true, which means I think I left out checking. Let's see. Let's add this before I set lock. Require and not locked. So let's add that here. And I'll just say in use for now. And so I say require not locked. If it is, you say in use. Then you do set locked equal to true, because if it's not locked, it's false. And then we do our transfer and we test the transfer, and then we set it back to false. So let's just make sure that I got that right. Yep. So what do we do here? First of all, we're checking that everything is in order before we attempt to pay. Then we have our little, I guess it's almost like a Semaphore, checking that you can actually do it. Then another that's not being run separately. Remember, that's a reentrant issue. You don't want to be reentrant. You don't want two different hits on the contract at the same hits on the method at the same time, on the pane at the same time. So we lock it, we send it, and we send the contract cost to the owner, which is the provider. Now that's one thing I changed. Let me show you this here. What I did is I have address payable public owner. That is the payable version provider address, and I just set it this way here. Oh, there we go. Owner equals payable message sender. So that's what owner is. So down here, we then know to send it to the owner. We're saying owner call, and remember message.sender is the consumer, and we're saying send this. And if it doesn't succeed, then we provide the error message. Either way, we unlock the Semphomoid. I want to verify that. That's one of the things we're going to have to do in testing, which is our next step, is actually testing everything and making sure that this contract actually works. Once we deploy it on our test network. Remember, we have our little ganache network going on here. And let's see what we got. We got our local host. That's where the contract's living. We have our compiler there. Now this is set to JavaScript. We can set. And since we set it, we have all these accounts that have ether in them, so we can send it as any of them. And yeah, by default what it does is it will have it set to their little JavaScript version of the chain, but now we have it actually talking to a ganache chain here, and so you can see it's got blocks and everything else. And what we can do, let's see if we can do it. Let's see, we need to go into not accounts, contracts. So and I don't know if I have a truffle config, so that may not be able to do it that way, but it should deploy it. There's no reason why it won't. And what I may decide to do is put a little truffle config in there so we can take full advantage. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful, and you see the little checks, all the checks that are done before the actual transfer takes place, and checking that the transfer was successful. And we will pick it up next time. Take care.